to redo a whole new school that's doing absolutely great, fantastic things. Chris started Science Leadership Academy, and we really didn't know what the heck he was talking about when he first came. You know, we were just upset because he didn't have to work for a whole year because he had a year to create the school. But then as the years went by and we got closer and closer, and I started to see the vision, I was like, wow, that's me. So even at my former school, Ben Franklin High School, we did a lot of things that he tried to start at his school, rather the same thing at Paul Robeson. And so now we get an opportunity to put that vision to our kids and to create something where they can be creative. They can just do things, and it doesn't have to be graded. Adults don't have to say, well, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. Let's be creative. Let's be authentic. The Makerspace allows children to be authentic. The Makerspace allows children to be creative without some adults saying, oh, you're doing this wrong. Well, you know what? I'm certainly glad Steve Jobs decided to do it his own way. And so hopefully this Makerspace will help our students to understand that there is no right way to do things. It's whatever your vision is. So I want to thank State Farm. I want to thank Roger and Chris for helping us create this. And the biggest Chris that I truly want to thank is Christopher Pillar, who we stole from Lockheed Martin this year. Woo! Thank you. He was actually the architect of the Makerspace. So I'm going to ask Mr. Pillar to come up now and say a few words, and then we're going to start with our program. Mr. Pillar. Thanks.
All right, so good morning. My name is Christopher Pilla, and I am very, very grateful to be able to teach kids engineering and math here at SLA Beeber. I first became acquainted with the SLA model about 6 or 7 years ago through a great mentorship program in Philadelphia called Students Run Philly Style. And it eventually progressed into me student teaching there, and now I work here. So we are really, really excited about this Makerspace for a lot of reasons, not just because it means, you know, school improvements and maybe more creative projects. But on a side note, I am excited from the creative project standpoint. Just even yesterday, I spent a few minutes talking with some students about how they could design a model, like a little wooden model for DNA. So the ideas that they're having it's already been tremendous and very exciting. We're also really excited about the opportunities to work with the community and do service learning. Alex from the public workshop is it's been excellent working with them, and that relationship has been really great and really inspiring. So I know we look to do a lot of the same things that they do with working with the community as well. We're also really excited what the Makerspace can do in terms of just fostering student leadership. Okay, just over the last couple of weeks alone, I've been in that space working with Alex, working with other students, and I've heard some amazing things, such as one student stopping another student and saying, hey, wait a second, let me show you how to do that. One student stopping another student and say, hey, it looks like you need a hand with that. Let me help you with that, okay? It's very, very exciting to see that sort of development that happens in a very authentic situation. And on a personal note, I'm excited because of what the Makerspace brings in terms of our engineering curriculum. So as Mr. Johnson said, I've spent 14 years working at Lockheed Martin as an electrical engineer. And one of the first things that I learned there, our basic philosophy at Lockheed, was a very simple phrase that will be with me for the rest of my life. And it was build a little, test a little, learn a lot. And so now that our students get to work in this Makerspace and be creative and be innovative, they get to experience that same aspect, which will only contribute to what they learn and take from being at this school. So thank you very much, State Farm. We are very excited for this space. Thank you, guys.
And I promised my students I wouldn't do a lot of talking because I can't talk. So we're just going to run on with the program. So now I would like to introduce Representative Shaka Patel, who has been an advocate for science, leadership academy, STEM education, and has been a really close friend to our school. So, shocking.
Look, I'm just here to say thank you to State Farm. Because there are a lot of schools, there are a lot of needs, there are a lot of challenges. And I think through this process of young people engaging in State Farm's process to discern where we might make a real contribution, the fact that they ended up here in West Philadelphia at the Science Leadership Academy at Beaver, it just shows that their process was perfect in discerning where this money can really make a difference. And the Makerspace, there's a lot of opportunities to make our world a better place. That's what engineering is about. It's about solving problems and looking at things differently. And I met a lot of the young people here who are freshmen and sophomores, and it's just an exciting time. And I said to Councilman Jones when I came in, I know he went to school here many decades ago, a long time ago. But we grew up together, and I went to Shoemaker, he went to Beaver, but this is a tremendous opportunity as this school is growing and under the leadership that you have. So the Science Leadership Academy is now helping literally inform science inquiry-based learning all over the world because of what you are doing. And I think State Farm is just another, it's like a signpost along the highway, showing that you're headed in the right direction, and that through this grant and through this space, you're gonna be able to do even more. I was talking to Chris about some of the work you're looking at in terms of renewable energy, and the idea of charging spaces inside the school. Those of us are always looking for someplace to plug in, understand and can appreciate that you can come up with something that can be very helpful as we go forward. So thank you, and thank you to State Farm.
So before I bring up a person who I don't even know what the heck to call him, he's a consultant, he's an architect, whatever, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize someone who allowed us to come into his community and to just think differently and has supported our school from the time of its inception. So I would just like to recognize our Councilman Curtis Jones. Thank you, sir, for being here. Curtis has been a staunch supporter of our school from day one, and we're certainly glad that he had the opportunity on such short notice to drop his things and come here to support what we do. So thank you. I appreciate it. Now I want to bring up Alex Gilliam, the mastermind behind this whole thing, the leader of the public workshop, the person who has kids doing some awesome things. The website is awesome. I hope you guys make a lot of money and get funds for kids to go out to college. But I want to now bring up to the podium Mr. Alex Gilliam.
I want to actually promptly ask everyone to stand up. We're going to go another route.
We're gonna win?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta put a ribbon in it.
We do have to play a ribbon. Oh yeah, we're going to skip ahead and we're going to jump back.
Okay.
All right. If you're going to do it, get ready. Oh, absolutely.
No ribbon.
Please do.
We're broadcasting it. That's
Don't,
why.
no, actually, don't do that.
Nice. That's a good one. There you go. Good to see you.
Do not tell her out.
I think you should insist on this.
So you saw
I
it.
know.
I
I need 2 volunteers.
State
Jessica, I need you
representative.
guys to.
Representative, go ahead.
Sure, come on.
Yes.
Go ahead, Emma. You see, I volunteered you.
Just kind of hold. I need one person to kind of just hold out each side, like this. Countdown. Sure. How about a countdown? You guys want to start it?
5,
4,
3, 2, 1.
Open it up.
You guys can come on in, and Alex will start to kind of give us some more information.
Good to see you. Are we live streaming this?
So the other kids can see in the other classes.
So I want you all to imagine late May last year, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. And a pretty incredible thing happened. So about 10 ninth grade girls and one 10th grade girl gathered after school and started assembling these rolling hangout pods they had been designing and building for the past 4 months. Typically at that time of the day, Troy, right here for example, roll out of school. Bell rings, he's out, right? But the girls started assembling their hangout pods, and all of a sudden the guys started showing up. Not long thereafter, I might as well have had a lounge chair over in the corner and a cocktail, and just feet propped up, enjoying myself, because the ladies were absolutely manhandling the guys. They were teaching them how to use biscuit joiners, sanders, levels, etc. And they were project managing the heck out of it. It's amazing. Not long thereafter, a number of the teachers started showing up and started asking questions like, oh man, couldn't we have gotten our math class involved in helping solve these complicated angles here and those compound miters, which are really quite tough? And then what if, projects like these, which are improving the school, are not just a part of the mini courses, which are integral to the school, but kind of off the side. But what if these improvements were central to learning? And then Mr. Johnson shows up. And Mr. Johnson starts offering pillows and all sorts of other stuff, which we now have the pillows. They're pretty fantastic. I hope you noticed the pillows. And anyway, things kept on growing and growing until eventually, and the girls wrapped them up a bit more, so we got to pretty much this point. There's tape right there. These are pretty fantastic. They slide apart, they pull together, they're designed, they encourage hanging out, because one of the most amazing and remarkable things about Science Leadership Academy when you walk in is you see kids hanging out. You see them sitting up against the wall. You see them sitting in the windows. They're not screwing around, they're working. They're doing great things, and one of the really notable things about Science Leadership Academy is they get that people and relationships and friendships matter. And giving students the time to be that way is essential for their learning. And as wonderful as this building is, it's old. It was built for a very different attitude about learning in the world. And so this all actually started with a group of, again, 10 ninth grade girls, one 10th grade girl, deciding when they moved into the school last year that they wanted to start a club to inspire other people to make improvements in the school. It's called Random Acts of Kindness. And they didn't quite have the tools really to be able to pull this off, and we were able to get a small grant and start working with them. And we went through, and together we identified all these different needs that they wanted to address in the school, and they eventually landed on the Hangout pods. And just so you really believe that 9th grade girls did this, this wasn't someone with like 10 years of design education. This is where we started off. Because really, this is a fort, right? So we started off making forts. And we preference in our work doing. So we started building just with average everyday things. That was the defining moment, right? That was the day that the facets came out. And that was Liz and Tiara and a couple other team members who came up with that. And then they needed to figure out the size of things, like how many people are supposed to sit in there? What do we want the social life in this thing to be? So another team was working on that. And then they started to merge it together. And little by little, by doing this over and over again, by really trying to more and more deeply understand what the needs were and what the possibilities were, they started to create something pretty incredible. So, to jump ahead real quick, what happened? Let me just say that, and of course, that all led to this Great State Farm Grant. Before I talk about what we're doing actually in here, let me just say for years, I mean, SLA is one of the reasons I moved back to Philadelphia. I get to do work like this all over the country. And one of the first groups that I decided to work with when I came back here, I had to work with, was SLA. And so until now, Tiara, Tamira, her sister, Gwen, Alexa, and all these other students have been integral in leading community design improvement projects all over the region. So doing pop-up skate parks in Camden that engage hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Playgrounds, really adventuresome playgrounds at Smith Playground, where kids actually build play. And actually community message boards and other things like that in West Philadelphia. But we're not doing anything like this in schools. And so today in this project, at least personally, represents a really important milestone. Why shouldn't this be in the center? Why shouldn't this be in schools? Why shouldn't the needs of our schools be these incredible points of learning? And if students want to solve those problems, why shouldn't we give them the opportunity? And why shouldn't we be doing this in Philadelphia, something that no one is doing anywhere else? Why shouldn't we be the leaders of doing something incredible and setting this new standard for possibilities? So just first off, thanks to State Farm for making this possible, and SLA for being a great partner. So here's what we've done so far. Again, there's not a lot, you don't see a whole lot thus far, but we start off with needs and we go from there. So we needed a tool cart, a wood cart to be able to move wood around. So this is where we started off. Then we got to that. Then we got to that. And then the platform is actually right behind the guys right there. They started building that 2 days ago. Now the tool cart that we need, at least temporarily, to be able to lock tools up and move them around school. So the team started off with that. Then we moved to that. And next week we'll start building that. We've already started laying out the room. We haven't gotten super far. Things kind of organically changed, but we started building out some stuff, deciding where things go. We started off sketching at full scale like that. And this may be what it ends up looking like. Don't know quite yet, but I'd actually like to take Tiara and a couple other people to come up and just say what some of the ideas that they have behind this.
Okay, so we first started off with a platform, which is right there, and
Which is right here.
right there.
Yeah.
So the platform is there because there's a separation between the working space and the actual workshop with the strong power, the power tools. And when you walk down from the platform, it's like it should tell you that you should be wearing your safety goggles and that you're about to enter into a space where there's danger lying. These are the workbenches, and they're portable, so they all are at the level of the table saw, so we can push the tables together if we need extra room. And we're cutting big pieces of wood on the table saw. This is the wood card, and then we have a laser cutter, which is right here. Beautiful. Our workspace, and in this little room right here, some of the kids were talking about, well, how are we going to build things if we don't know how to build them? So back here, there's like a little flat screen TV, and you have your sitting room. So there you can like watch tutorials on how to actually build things if you're interested. And this shelving storage area right there is a way to showcase all the students' work. Then we have an area where all of our tools like that would go, and we have our coat room, and yeah.
So where are things going from here? Well, already, as Mr. Pilla pointed out, we have some really awesome things happening. So technically, we're only supposed to be working on Wednesdays. Students are only supposed to be here from 1:30 to 3. We're routinely here till 5:30 because they want to be here. Last week, it was great. There was sort of some yelling. Normally, you wouldn't think of yelling as being that awesome, but it was actually students calling out other people in the room on not being safe about certain things. And so already for the first time, safety is dependent on people. And so already we're starting to grow the people who will actually be stewards for the space and train other people on how to use the space and help manage it. And then we'll start taking needs like we needed easels. So we made some easels. But we'll work with teachers and students throughout the school to identify various needs, whether that's seating, organizing one's desk, etc., posters, and use each of those opportunities to provide professional development so that more people, more students are trained and certified in each of the schools, but also that the school just continues to shine more and more. And then, of course, as the space gets built out more and more, I mean, the incredible things that Mr. Pilla and Mary Beth and other teachers are doing with the students in project-based learning, whether it's students coming in and doing their DNA projects, etc. We can't wait to see what happens. These are really nice. Thank you.
It's functional. It's not a good thing.
With this end, so I know you saw the video footage of the pods, but the pods are right here, guys. These are the pods that the kids made by themselves last year, and they're like so adorable. Kids, they eat on them, they roll them around, they smack them up and down. So Liza, Liz, thank you for all you've done. I mess with you all the time. So again, thanks. So next up is Tyler help me out, Tyler. McCardle. He is the State Farm Youth Advocacy, help me out. Youth Advisory Board member. And he's going to talk to you about what this all means. So Tyler.
Okay. So first of all, congratulations on receiving this grant. I'm honored to be with you today to help present the check, and even though you already technically have the money, we're gonna do it anyway. So what is the Youth Advisory Board? The Youth Advisory Board is a group of 30 young people, ages 17 to 21 from across the United States, that gather together to oversee $4 million in funding that State Farm earmarks annually for service learning projects like this one. And then we have another $1 million for other projects such as neighborhood assistance. But this is the service learning funding. So your grant was one of only 65 nationwide funded for this grant year. That's out of over 800 applicants. So you were in the top 8%. That's a fantastic accomplishment. So congratulations on that. As I mentioned, State Farm earmarks this $4 million for service learning projects. So I'm sure you're all familiar with the concept of service learning. Learning academic curriculum, direct ties to the standards through service in your community or school. This project is the epitome of service learning. It's a great model for demonstrating how students can be involved in academic learning while being of service to their own community. And that's one thing that stuck out to me as I was reading your application. I actually had the privilege of reading your application in the first round of scoring. And I knew right away that this was a fantastic project. And I earmarked it so that I was going to follow your project throughout the process. And I ended up having the honor to present this project to the entire board at our August funding meeting. So here we are today. Why was I so passionate about this project? This project, even though we're technically not supposed to have favorites, it was my favorite project because the Makerspace and this SLA inquiry-based model is the most unique, innovative project out of all probably 300 projects that I read for this grant cycle. This project has the potential to be the next generation of education. When we're working, or when you guys are going to be working in that room, you're going to be solving complex technology and engineering problems, doing math, physics, science. The possibilities are limitless. And I'm so excited for the opportunities that everyone's going to have as a result of this grant. As I mentioned, this is the next generation of American education. Projects like these and models like these are going to be what propels American education back to the top in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And I wish you all the best of luck as you go forward. I want to encourage you guys, students, to apply for the Youth Advisory Board. You guys have a unique perspective now as a grantee. So you can say, I've received this money, and I know what a difference that this can make in my community and my school. So when our applications go live, I hope that you guys consider it. Alex and Diana have my contact information. I'm more than happy to help you guys with any application that you're going to be putting together. On behalf of the entire Youth Advisory Board, again, I'm honored to be here, and I'm honored to be partnering with your school and public workshop for the next coming year as you guys execute this grant project. And then going forward, because it's very sustainable, this room will be here for years to come, making a difference in this school and community. And I wish you all the best of luck.
Okay, so now it's time for the big moment, which is the money. So, where goes? Come on. Diana, who is the managing director of Hickory Schools. And we are going to present, State Farm is going to present the check. Oh,
I think Dwayne wants to say.
no, I'm sorry.
No,
I just need the money, guys. So I'm like going a little too fast. Dwayne, please, sir.
Before I get started, everyone, all the adults in the room, can you please do me a favor and stand? I like to do this because we give applause to people coming up here to speak, but the applause should be given to these kids. And today, I think we should give a round of applause to these kids. We are here today because somebody submitted an application off of your dreams, off of what you wanted to accomplish. So we are here today to celebrate you, not for you to celebrate us. So congratulations, good luck to all of you. We hope that you guys do a wonderful job. You are going to be the next generation of leaders, and we'll be looking for you. So good luck, and believe me, these gentlemen here, your legislators that are in your community, this gentleman right here, he grew up in this area. His name is George.
Well, I grew up in North
In North Philly, I'm sorry.
You gotta own that.
But they will be looking for you. And congratulations and good luck. I do want to acknowledge some individuals in the room. Congressman Shaka Fatah, thank you for taking the time out of your day to come. Mr. Roger Jackson, thank you for taking the time. State Representative Louise Bishop, thank you for your time. Councilman Mr. Curtis Jones, thank you for your time. Now, State Farm Agent George Whitfield, thank you for your time for showing up, sir. Tyler, everyone, he goes to Duquesne University in Pittsburgh. He took his time out to share his thoughts, to share his time today with you. Thank you for coming, Tyler. Really appreciate you. And to Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry. Diana, I'm sorry. Mr. Lehman, thank you so much for all that you're doing here today. You guys are doing a wonderful job. And from State Farm's perspective, we appreciate that. One of our caveats is that you know that our tagline, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Part of that is making a positive difference in the communities where we work and live, and you're helping to do that. We've seen a lot of changes in our company throughout the years. We've gone through a lot, we've changed, we've done a lot. But we started as a company, wanted to do the right thing, and that remains something that will continue to do as we go forward in the new millennium. So we just want to have partnerships with schools like yourself and with individuals like your students. So we really appreciate the work that you're doing. It means a lot to us. And with that being said, gentlemen and lady, please come over. On behalf of the Youth Advisory Board and State Farm Insurance, we would like to present a check for $93,160 to the Inquiry School and Science Leadership Academy at Beeber.
I'll say a couple of words. I am kind of peripheral to a lot of the work that happens every day here, but I'm behind the scenes trying to help this money get spent in the way it's meant to be and make everything happen next door and support Alex and Chris and all the students so that they have what they need to do the work. And I'm often not able to be on site here, but I'm always taking phone calls and putting in orders and trying to get them all the materials they need to do all this really powerful work. So it's really awesome for me to be here today too, to see the kind of end run of all this stuff we've been up to for the last couple of weeks trying to pull this together. So thank you to all the students that are really breathing some life into that space over there.
So, Johnson was asked to do something really quickly, which I will do. Hey, everybody. I just want to congratulate everybody at Science Leadership Academy Beeber, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Pilla, Alex, Mr. Gray, all the students who I know are already like chomping at the bit to do amazing work. That space, what that space represents is the physical manifestation of what you all do in every class every day. What that space represents is truly inquiry, research, collaboration, presentation, and reflection in the best ways. And all of us at both campuses, now a third campus with Arthur, a fourth campus coming online, cannot wait to see what you all do with that space. We know that the work you will do in that space will not only transform SLA at Beeber, but help to transform our city. So congratulations to all of you. We can't wait to see what you do.
One last thing before I allow you guys to have some snacks and some refreshments. I would be remiss if I didn't ask my staff to come up here and say, wave their hands, because these are the ones that actually motivate the kids to do awesome things. They're the ones that allow Diana, Chris, and I the flexibility to be able to write grants, to be able to do awesome things, because they're the ones that actually push the kids to do awesome things. So I would just like to say thank you from our fabulous math person all the way in the back, Morena, to the rest of the people. Can you just come up and just like wave and just come on, everyone come, please. And our homeschool president, Mr. Wells, on the board up, please. So just to like wave, say hi, you see them all. These are the people that actually get the work done. So thank you, MB, Adrian, Melissa, Karen, Masai, Noel. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you. With that said, next, guys. Thank you.